The Coming of Windridge by Brent Willett. In 1845, approximately 170 acres off Millersboro Road was designated as the Davis County Poor Farm, or poorhouse. There are often many popular phrases that refer to a poorhouse, such as, "This is the only country that ever went to the poorhouse in an automobile." Also, my granddad would often say, "If you keep spending money, you're going to end up in the poorhouse." In that time period, if a family fell in hard times due to illness, injury, or a bad economy, the only option was to go to the poorhouse. This was in lieu of today's government assistance programs. Obviously, the indigent or destitute had to be taken care of in some manner. However, the residents, who were sometimes called inmates, were expected to work to help support the farm. This continued until 1956, when the city felt that there was no longer a need for it. The sale of the property at an auction resulted in a deed of sale to Charles Goodacre for the purpose of creating a family-oriented country club. The creation process was slow, as much of the poor farm was used as a part of Windridge. The caretaker's house was used as a pro shop, dormitories for storage, and the kitchen for suppers. Bill Ford was eventually hired to construct both the front and back nine of the course. Windridge was eventually finished in 1961, making it the only 18-hole golf course outside of Owensboro Country Club. Windridge even began a ladies' golf association that would host tournaments and do any necessary work possible to keep the course in its prime shape. The front nine was eventually reworked in 1980 into a beautifully landscaped course. There was even a legend around Windridge that existed known as Big Bertha. Big Bertha is a giant oak tree located in the middle of hole 18 that has caused havoc for many golfers. Windridge Country Club, which is a small-town country club in Owensboro, Kentucky, should be remembered and ultimately memorialized by the community. The consideration for a memorial should not be taken lightly, as it represents a part of the community. Windridge Country Club has had a positive impact on the community and should be recognized for it. The club should be memorialized by our city for its rich history, charitable events, and the members' strong connection to the country club. As I mentioned earlier, Windridge is nothing but a poor farm that transitioned into a prominent private golf course in the area. The poor farmhouse often goes unnoticed in the history of Windridge, as it played a unique role in society at that time. The extension of this program gives the land even more credibility to be memorialized, as it served as Owensboro's single poor farmhouse. The club manager, Larry Salbo, even asked Willett Luttrell to write a short story about the poor farm to inform many members on the history of Windridge. The rarity of places, people, and things gives locations such as this even more of a reason to be remembered. The unique history of Windridge and the appreciation of the history help separate Windridge from just the ordinary country club. I even interviewed Willett Luttrell, who has been a member over the many decades of Windridge's existence. As I visited the elderly lady, it was obvious that she had a sharp mind and very active for her age. I was unsure how well an elderly woman such as herself would be able to respond to my questions from such a long time ago, but I quickly discovered that I would learn a great deal about Windridge that day. Miss Luttrell had taken the initiative to write her own short story on the history of the country club nearly 15 years ago. Will's bond with the club seems exceptional, and I could hear the emotion in her voice as she talked about the club. She sadly stated how many of her friends at Windridge have passed away, including her husband, Bill Luttrell. However, she continues her membership and to make a significant impact at the club. Windridge Country Club has always consisted of members that really have a passion and strong connection to the club. Members of the club are just your average person, mainly middle-class, white-collar workers that enjoy the legendary game of golf. Most country clubs and courses rely on one hoorah guy to help generate all the business, and that person often receives every bit of attention involved with the club. Many times, when a natural disaster has struck, members will go out and do what they can to help clean up debris instead of leaving it to the grounds crew. My grandmother and mom have done this in the past, as well as many other members of the Windridge Ladies Golf Association. A country club should represent more than just a golf course. It should also represent the members that belong to the organization. Windridge Country Club provides many positive family experiences, including events such as firework parties, Easter egg hunts, pool parties, and family golf scrambles and tournaments. All of this is why Windridge members feel such a strong emotional bond to the country club, as well as the love of the game of golf. The course is always kept at its peak shape and always has friendly faces willing to participate in a round of golf. Windridge has hosted many tournaments over the years, most notably the City Golf Championship, along with the other local country clubs. Windridge has also tried to give back to the community, as they have been host to many charitable events. The Cystic Fibrosis Scramble, Girls of Go Party Scramble, and John Ward Memorial are all events to raise money for a worthy cause in our community. The contributions Windridge has made to our community makes it worthy to remember, as these charitable events have helped many people in our community. Windridge Country Club has been a threshold of our community since 1958. The country club has impacted many lives, both before and after its existence. Windridge not only represents a golf course, but a place full of history, as it transformed from a poor farmhouse to a beautifully landscaped area of land. Our community would be well served by recognizing the valuable attributes of Windridge Country Club. It is important that the people of Owensboro be informed on this site and appreciate the role it has played in the past and continues to provide today by a memorial of its importance.